Hello everyone, it's Heather. I am so tight for time these days that I am making this video at 10:20 at night. I got off work from my second job about an hour or so ago, and we had a very busy day. Megan had an audition this morning. We went to see The Grinch, the new Grinch movie, and we loved it. I really enjoyed that it was the original story. It was the original narration, just straight from the Dr. Seuss book, but the animation was just fantastic. I really, really liked it, and they added some extra little parts to the story that were really sweet, and I actually got a little teary at the end. Benedict Cumberbatch did a really good job as the Grinch's voice too. So anyway, another busy day, and I just realized tomorrow is Sunday and I need to post a video to stay on schedule. So I've decided to start a couple of new series, and one of the new series I'm going to do is my favorite cities. And so this is number one in my list of 10 favorite cities. And again, just like my top 10 places to visit in Wisconsin, this is in no particular order because I don't really think I could rank them. Okay, the first city that I am going to talk about in this video is London. I absolutely love London. It might be my favorite city, actually. London is terrific, and I really, really want to go back there, and I really want to take my kids. Because the older I get, the more I realize, despite the fact that I spent a significant amount of time in London, months, there are still a lot of places in London that I didn't get to visit, which is a shame. Granted, when I was there as a student living abroad, I was very busy. I had classes and, all the things going along with that. And I did the things that you would do as a person in their young 20s. I went to pubs and clubs. I went to a lot of shows. So some of the things that I would like to go to now, I maybe wasn't necessarily interested in then. So, okay, I have been to London 3 times. The first time was by myself. I flew there alone when I was 21 years old. I had just turned 21. And I lived there in a building that my university that I attended rented. And there were about 30 of us, one of the classic Victorian big 5-story tall or whatever white, row houses that you see in so much of London. We actually lived in 2 of them that were together, and they cut them through and were combined. And it was not in good shape then, and because it was really kind of like dorm living. And when I look at Google Maps now and look at the Google Street View of it, it's been obviously sold because the university has a different location now, and somebody bought it and renovated them, and it's really beautiful now. I think it might be a private home, but anyway, or apartments maybe. But I flew over there by myself, and lived there September, October, November into December, like right up till almost Christmas. At the end of my term, before I flew home, I actually traveled to Austria and visited my pen pal that I had written to since I was a girl, who I still keep in touch with actually, and went to Vienna. And that's another city that's going to be on my list that I'll talk about later. But anyway, and so I was there studying in London in college. Then I went back with my husband and my son Andrew when my son Andrew, oh wait, no, I went back another time before that. My mom and I went to London when my son Andrew was 2. My son Andrew stayed here with my dad, and my mom and I went to Paris and London. And let's see, so that would have been 5 years later. And we were only there for a few days, and I just wanted to show her like where I had lived, and we went to the theater, and I think we went to Tower of London, and did some typical things that you would do when you're visiting London. Then I went back again 8 years after that with my husband and Andrew when Andrew was 10, and that was a really fun trip, and we did a lot of things that time So yeah, I've been there 3 times. I would really like to take Megan and Ben, because it's probably my favorite city. I love the style, the architectural style of the city of London. I love how walkable it is. I love that it has excellent public transportation. And like I've said in a past video, I just love everything British. So I really, really like London. I just very much enjoyed all 3 of the times that I've been there. I very much like the culture in Great Britain, and felt comfortable there, felt like I fit in. It's a really neat city. I'm saying a lot. I'm sorry, I'm really tired. So London is terrific, and I'm sure it's changed a lot since the last time I was there, because the last time I was there was almost 12 years ago. And some of the highlights, I guess, for me, just they have wonderful museums. Many of their museums are free. I really liked the times we went to Greenwich and got to went to the Greenwich Observatory. I did that once as a class, saw Galileo's telescope and all that. And getting to stand on the line where Greenwich Mean Time is kind of cool. And I just loved going to the theater. I went to a lot of theater. One of the best concerts I ever went to, I saw the London Symphony Orchestra perform with Yo-Yo Ma as a guest cellist, and it was conducted by Andre Previn. That was pretty cool. Went to a few concerts. Boy, I can't think of what they were now. You know, like rock concerts of popular bands at the time with friends. Went clubbing. Lots of theater. I used to go to the movies a lot, even by myself. One theater experience, I remember I saw Hair in London with my friend Chris, and he came back from getting the tickets, and we were seated on the stage. And I'm like, what does that mean? We were on the stage. We were on the stage facing the rest of the audience, and when they danced and stuff and they came around us and they were naked for part of that, they actually came up and like sat right with us and stuff. So that was kind of cool. And I remember I saw Medea with Diana Rigg. That was a really cool experience. So lots of really neat experiences when I visited London. Love riding the good old traditional double-decker red London bus. Always got a kick out of riding the tube. I was really amazed when I went back, like with my husband and my son. I think I rode the tube too much when I went as a college student and never realized how close things actually were and that it would have actually been faster to walk. So we did more walking when I went with my son and my husband. Oh, another fun London memory. When I was there with my son and my husband, we were at the Diana, Princess of Wales Memorial Playground in the park there. Is that in Kensington Gardens or Hyde Park? I can't remember. And my son was playing on it's like a pirate ship playground structure. And my husband was sitting like facing me. I was facing the playground, and there was like a path that went past me. And all of a sudden he like freaked out and went white as a ghost and just stopped talking. And I was like, what? And Cillian Murphy, the actor, had walked right past me, like with his little boy, to bring him to play at the playground. And at that point, the only 2 movies my husband had seen him in were, is it Batman Begins? And where he's the creepy psychiatrist with the burlap sack, and Red Eye, where he was also a bad guy. And so it freaked my husband out to see him, because he just, and I'm like, he's just a person, And I went up to him and like stood right next to him and kind of looked at him and smiled. And he like was kind of looking at me like, what? Because in Europe, they leave celebrities alone, and Americans were kind of gawky like that. And so I feel kind of bad, because actually I was kind of the creepy person in that situation. And I think he like took his son and left. But yeah, that was kind of funny. Lots of great memories from London. I just really like London. There's a lot of other things I'd like to see and like to take my kids to to see in London. My son really, really enjoyed the Imperial War Museum. Could have spent forever in there. The London Eye was not there the first 2 times I was there, but it was there the 3rd time I was there, and that was cool. I mean, just to see the view from up high. I've been to Parliament, got to sit in on the House of Commons and the House of Lords and actually watch the proceedings. It was very interesting. You know, went to Westminster Abbey a lot. That used to be free. When I was there in college, we could get in for free, and I remember I went in there all the time and would sketch, because I was an art history major at the time, and I would sketch the windows and the architecture and stuff. And yeah, and when we went back, I remember, oh, it's not free anymore, and St. Paul's isn't either. You have to pay to get in there. So anyway, I liked seeing movies in London and kind of reliving the time that I spent there, and it's a really cool city if you ever get a chance to go. So if you have any cool memories from London or things that you like about it, put it in the comments below. And I will catch you guys next time for another one of my 10 favorite cities. Thanks, guys. Safe travels.